Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Retro Anime Junkies. It's your boy G with A1 back again,
You.
ready to talk about some of these retro animes that are just so good. We just have to watch them again, really. So, this episode, we're going to be talking about Samurai Champloo. Before we get into all of that good stuff, let me just give you a quick rundown, which is Samurai Champloo is a 26 episode anime which aired from May 2004 to March 2005, which follows three individuals, Fu, Jin, and Mugen, on the quest to find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. And in between all of that, there's a hell of a lot of crazy stuff that happened in between. So, and that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly about Samurai Champloo. So, yeah, before we get into all of that, A1, how are you, man? How's everything?
Man, everything good, bro. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. You ready to talk about some Samurai Champloo?
Damn right, let's go.
Yeah, so we both rewatched it in preparation for this episode, and let's just start off with this. Like, man, after watching it again, how did you feel in terms of when you saw it and when you saw it again now? Were the feelings still as strong as they were, or was there some like, oh, it's not as good and stuff like that?
Nah, it made me appreciate it. I'm like, bro, we got this gym when we was this young, bro. Well, everybody do talk about it though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you get as much appreciation as it deserves, bro. All the way down to the music, you know what I'm saying? The fights, everything, bro, and the character development. So when I watched it, it basically brought back nostalgia and got me some more, I say, respectable feelings for it, honestly.
Yeah, agreed. I think when I watched it as well, it's just like I was just like, oh man, how the hell have I not revisited this? Because
Yeah.
everything about it was great. I think obviously we'll touch more into some of the story points, but like just as you said, the characters, the music, just the action sequences as well. It's like just hearing the soundtrack again,
Yeah.
the soundtrack
Mid fight
actually
though,
feels like
like
yeah, it feels like a character in the whole story. Like, the soundtrack just makes everything more dramatic, more
hmm
cinematic, kind of thing. Is that how you kind of felt about that as well?
yeah, like knowing like Watanabe's style, you know what I'm saying? Like how he just infiltrates music with it, like bro, I love it, bro. And you could tell him and New Jobbies was like best friends, bro. Cause like the whole matter of fact, the whole show is produced by him, I think. New Jobbies, yeah.
Yep.
Rest in peace, New
Yeah.
Jobbies. And it fits it so perfectly, even though it's set in like a you know what I'm saying, Edo times type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like back in you know what I'm saying, past tense. But it fits it so perfectly. Like I love the transitions they be having with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, mid fight, beat just drops. You got some dope music to listen to while you see some dope action, bro.
For sure. Literally, it was, as you said, like just the soundtrack itself. It just really did encapsulate the series itself. And then just diving straight into some of the integral parts of the whole story itself. But like before we actually get into the story bits, what was best thing about Samurai Champloo for you, and the worst thing about it?
I say the best thing be the animation because the story, like I said, it's everywhere. It's a plain story wise, but with everything put together, this is what makes it great. But honestly, fights and animation, I love it, bro.
No, I hear you because it's like I think probably for me the best thing itself was, like I said, we've touched upon it just earlier, was the soundtrack because
Yeah,
all the songs that they had throughout the 26 episodes, you had high moments where happy music, you had low
yeah,
moments when they were sad, you had like the dramatic bits, which really really made each scene more memorable. And then I'd probably say the low bits about it, as you just said, it's the story, it is all over the place. I think it's more, if you go into Samurai Champloo expecting a very concise story from
yeah,
episode 1
yeah,
to episode 26, you're gonna be disappointed because that is
yeah,
not what
yeah,
happens. It's point A, point B,
hmm
but it's
But that's how look, and this is
everything to
why
get
I look
there.
at and look, and this is why I look at Lazarus differently
Mm,
too, because that's just Watanabe's style. Like everybody was like, "Yo, the story's all over the place." I'm like, bro, Cowboy Bebop story
yeah.
was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shamrock Shampoo, story all over the place.
All over the place, yeah.
Lazarus, story all over the
All over
place.
the
But at the
place,
end of the
yeah.
day, when it gets to the last episodes, it hits you hard, you know what I'm saying, with the story, honestly. And
Mhm.
all of them did
I
that though.
Yeah. I think the only thing with I think the interesting thing about Lazarus was I think because the anime scene has evolved, it's like
Yeah.
first two episodes, everything's pow 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 pow.
And he
It's
knew
like
everything,
everything's
yeah.
moving fast paced. And he basically was doing what he did initially for Samurai Champloo, for Cowboy
Hmm.
Bebop, for basically this newer crop of anime fans who are not used to that
Yeah.
slow, there's a whole things in between. Because at the end
Oh,
of
we
the
gotta figure
day,
something out. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, right? It's like when you look at Samurai Champloo, it's not so much the story of them
Yeah.
finding the sunflower samurai. It's more about how three individuals from three different walks of life end up actually creating a relationship,
Yeah.
with towards, throughout the whole process. They go through so many different adventures, some good, some bad, all the way leading up until they actually do get to that point where they do find the sunflower samurai itself. But let's get into some real good stuff now, because there are some things that when I was watching this, I was like, man, I can't wait to speak to A1 about this. So
All right, what is it? Let me
first
hear it.
things first things first, like, basically, like, I need to know, like, what was my man Jin thinking about here? The episode where my man kept spending dosh to go see the girl that who got sold off by her husband, because of his gambling debt, and
Bro,
my man was
I don't know, bro.
talk to
That
me,
sound
talk
like,
to
bro.
me, bro.
That sound like something that Mugen would do, because Mugen kept getting finessed by women throughout the whole thing, bro. I think
Yeah,
the second episode he got yeah, he got finessed. And then he got finessed again by the one girl that was trying to get them drunk inside
yeah,
the bar. She slipped the sleeping powder inside his drink.
yeah.
I think they was in a casino or something. I think no, they was in a bar.
No, I think it was in the bar where they were just
Yeah,
drinking,
and
and
it
then
was
she was
the
like,
yeah.
"Oh
I
yeah,
think
you
that was
need
the
to."
art episode. The dude that
Yeah,
wanted to paint food. Yeah, that joint right there. Yeah, I'm like, that's something that I would think that Mugen would do. But to see Jen do that, I was like, bro, come on, dog.
my man was in love. He was in love with he was proper in love with this girl. Because obviously, like, the way they said it was, because he sent at by the end of that episode, he sent her on the boat to this island, and he can't see her. She has to stay there for a minimum of 2 years before Jean can see her again,
Hmm.
right? Because that's the whole conditions of them taking you in. And I was like, it's the bit where they obviously found it's the bit where he literally kept spending money to go see this girl. And he's like, she helped him cook the squid and stuff that he couldn't cook. And then he just kept talking to her. And then my man was just like, oh shit, I'm in love, bro. And he just kept going, he kept going, he kept going. I was thinking, what is
These
happening
ones
here?
be
I did not
hungry, bro,
expect
and they be
I did not
starving,
expect it.
bro.
He was starving. I mean, fair play. At least he did clap some cheeks. He did clap
Yeah.
some cheeks at the end. He did clap some cheeks at the end. So I'll allow it as well. And then the other thing was the one where they have the counterfeit money, and the ninja girl that Mugen tries to spend money on, and then she kept
Yeah.
trying to listen, and she was like, and then she whacked him and he fainted, and then she thought she was gonna get away, and then my man was up there, and he was trying to chase her around, only to then find out at the end of the episode, she's like, she was basically like, she promised him like some nookie if he
Yeah.
helped her and take out something, and then when he was ready to
Bro.
collect, she whacked him and knocked him out,
He stay
put him
get
by
bro,
the
he stay
tree.
getting finesse, bro.
Yeah, put him by the tree. But to be fair, she actually said to the guy that she was with, she said, that's the man I'm gonna marry. And I was like, what? How the hell did we get here? Like, she's like, I think
But
I
nah,
fell in
that's how,
love.
bro. That's how they used to do back in the day, though, bro. Like in a lot of old animes, like that's how they did. Like I'm like, nah, bro, I don't want it. If that, bro, if she did that to me, I would not want it, bro.
Oh no,
You got me jumping
no.
through hoops, man.
Hmm. And then
Mm-mm.
like, and then like when you just jump into the like, kind of just getting into the characters, and we'll talk more about the stories itself. It's like I think when you look back and just haven't rewatched it yourself, who
Yeah.
would you say you gravitate more to now, like Gene or Mugen? You know, out of the two, who would you say like, oh yeah, this is the one that I see myself more in line with now?
It has to be Jen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm,
Like now that I'm older, I I respect this character way more now, bro. I was going
yeah,
towards Mugen because like his style and everything, like it was wild,
yeah,
unorthodox. Like you don't know what this man gonna do. And I just like
yeah,
I just love the way he fight. But I got a bigger, more appreciation for like swordsmanship. So the way he fights, I love it, bro. I appreciate
yeah.
it more.
No, I agree because you know, like with growing up, I was like, yeah, Mugen. I remember once
Yeah,
upon a time,
that's all I used to
I
scream
was
was Mugen.
I popped on some videos, right, but getting ready to join like some dance class just to learn how to do the windmill, like he did, like right, literally. And then, but like just watching it again more recently, now I'm thinking, Gene is the guy, like
Yeah, he
you
is.
know, like don't get me wrong. I think for people that need to that'll be listening to this, they need to understand that both of these characters have like really intense backstories. Like Mugen
Yeah,
doesn't talk a lot. They both don't talk about their
they
past.
don't.
But when we do get those episodes where they flash back in terms of you know, where we find out that Mugen got betrayed by that guy, then you've
Yeah,
got Jean who also got betrayed, you know, and all of this stuff. But it's like when you actually see them, you think they're just like, what the hell? But then just those layered stories
yeah.
itself, like you kind of understand why they are who they are
Hmm.
and why they do what they do, right? Because it's like, yeah, it's like Mugen had it rough.
He
Like
did. Now you
he
know
really had
why
it rough.
he is the way he is right now.
Mm,
Honestly, in all honesty, like Jendo, bro. Like his backstory, it defines who he is now, bro. That's why,
yeah.
bro. I know this got way off subject, but that fight that they had to fight, I can't think of the guy's name. Uh, it was the dude that was like doing flash step, bro. He was
Yeah,
flash
yeah,
stepping through like
yeah.
the attacks and stuff. But
Yeah.
Jen, the one that defeated him, right? If I can remember, yeah, yeah,
Y- yeah, because that was so the guy
yeah.
that he did with the guy that he fought with the flash step was his master's master, because his master was
Oh
the one that told
yeah,
was
yeah.
his master was the one that told Jean's master to try kill Jean. So that's
Mm,
all. So because the other students don't know, because the other students only know that, oh, Jean killed the master, but they don't know that that guy was a pawn in a bigger game,
oh,
right?
yeah. I
So
remember now.
yeah, but when he did that flash step,
Yeah,
like he had
he was
Gene on the
yo.
ropes.
He was
Mm,
mushing Mugen out the way easily. He was like, man, just get out of
yeah,
here, bro. I'm here to fight
he was
him.
like, "What are you
Like,
doing here?"
move out
Yeah,
of the way, bro. Like Mugen was getting
yeah.
tossed in the water and everything, bro.
Oh, it was epic because the way because at the end, just before we get into that, the way Gene defeats him, it was just like because the way what happened was like when they fought and like you see Mugen kept jumping around. He jumps behind the bean trays, the bean
Yeah.
carts, and everything. And then the guy is like with this soft voice. He was just like, your moves are erratic. You utilize the space and all of this. And he's proper analyzing. He's proper
Yeah,
analyzing them.
exactly. Mid
Yeah,
fight though.
yeah. Mid fight, and then he just kept knocking him off. He was like, "Get out of here!" Because Gene was the one that was doing the absolute
Right.
bits. It was just doing the
Yeah, yeah.
absolute bit.
Like he was the only one that was hanging though. Like
He was
he
hanging.
was
Yeah,
barely hanging, but you know what I'm saying? He was the only one there though.
yeah,
But when Jen
yeah.
got serious though, yeah.
No, because he got cooked. He got cooked the first time round,
Yeah.
and then the guy went onto
When I
the
was on the
island
dock.
where the sunflowers were because he was on a mission. He kills obviously Fu's dad, right? And then
Hmm.
he's getting ready to kill Fu, and then you just see that guy rolling through behind Gene coming in, right? And then he has that fight, and then that's where we see that flashback where they say where his sensei told him like, this is one secret move. It leaves you defenseless, but it gives you the opportunity. Where he left himself wide open, gets absolutely shanked into around the kidney area, but then
Yeah.
ah, beautiful,
Done.
beautiful.
Yeah. Done
How
beautiful.
Mugen survived
I
that
don't know.
explosion from that
I don't
guy.
know.
Talk to me,
I
Forbes.
don't
How
know.
the hell? What happened there?
I do not know, bro. I don't know. Like it was plenty of time when I thought Mugen died, bro. And I'm like, bro, how is this man still alive, bro? Like that man's tough, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, and it was just, and then the thing is, like, I mean, what were your thoughts on like just the whole presence of Fu? I think in the story, I think it was just for me. At first, I was just like, "What is she doing here?
Yeah,
We don't
hey,
really
bro.
need her."
I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna hold you. At
Mm,
first, like she was very annoying. I'm not even gonna hold you because she just like, yeah, I need to find a samurai that smells sunflowers. Okay, but then like once they kept on building that like as a joke, like and everybody started doing the same thing. You remember when she ran into the I guess the European dude and he did the same thing that Mugen and Jin had did. Like, so you need to come with a little bit more details than that. I can't just go off of somebody smelling like sunflowers. Like,
yeah,
like come on, like
you
you
know what
gotta
I
give me
mean.
more
Yeah,
detail than that. But I saw how Watanabe added that, you know what I'm saying, added that in as a joke. But as the story, you know what I'm saying, as everything went on, and then you really start understanding her character, you realize that Momo is the best character out of the whole show.
the
Momo, yeah, I
little
said it
flying
right. I didn't
squirrel.
say fool. I said Momo, Momo,
Yeah,
the little flying squirrel. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm messing with you. But nah,
That
Momo
yeah.
was clutching some things though. Don't
Now,
Momo saved
no,
her a couple
Momo came in
times.
clutch. Momo
Yeah,
came in clutch a couple of
yeah,
times.
yeah,
Momo came in clutch a couple
yeah.
of
Momo
times.
did come in clutch, but Fool's character, like I, I feel like she was there for balance, honestly. Because if
Yeah,
it weren't for her, like they would have never came together. They probably would have kept on trying to kill each other, and one of them definitely would have killed each other. Probably, honestly.
yeah. I know. I get it because I think it's more. It's more if yeah. I like what you said. Yeah, Fu's more for balance because without her, you can't really tell a story of Mugen and Jin because it's like
Yeah.
they're not really gonna do anything. There's no purpose for them to do this
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and they'll there's no reason for them to be together, but obviously
Facts.
so I understand what she was there for, but like one of the key thing that I need to mention here is when they start getting trailed by the government, right? Them boys should have been done when they
Yeah.
fought against that blind woman. They should have been cooked
Yeah.
because she
Yeah.
had
She was
them.
going crazy.
She
But
had
why they
them.
always yo? Why they always make the blind characters the nicest people with the swords though, bro? Like in
What?
everything though. I'm like, bro, ain't no way, bro.
Yo,
Cooking them,
like
bro.
yeah, like he was absolutely cooked because like when Gene fought her, and then I think he ends up in the river, and
Yeah.
then Mugen fights her, and she's proper slashing those rocks. Then she basically cuts him, and then it was only as she's getting ready to kill, and then it was only when Fu covers Mugen, and she was like, "Please don't kill him," and then she just washes or like waltz
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
But them boys were cooked.
Yeah.
That
I
was
don't know, bro.
one of the
Yeah.
fights that they didn't
Yeah.
stand a
After
chance.
that, I would have been like, you got to find this dude on your own. Like, we got you halfway here. We took you to the one city where you can get more information about him from. Yo, I'm
Mm,
out. Yeah, after I saw old blind lady cutting rocks in half. Yeah, hold on. Y'all be
yeah.
good, bro. Sorry. Mm.
Nah, but like it was, I think okay. And then, what would you say was your favorite episode? Whether it's one of the crazy running around stories or one of the main stories you said. What would you say was your favorite episode that you saw in Samurai Champloo?
One of my favorites was when I think it's when they had I can't think of the actual number, but it's the one when they split off and it was sort of like a mystery junk. I think it was. Matter of fact, it
Mm.
wasn't a mystery one. It was the one when Mugen was in the yakuza. He didn't join the yakuza, but he was working for them, and they were trying to take over
Yeah,
the city and everything.
yeah.
And and Jin went to be the bodyguard of I guess the last member of the you know what I'm saying the
Last
gang that
air.
used to
Yeah,
be there
yeah,
before. Like
yeah.
uh that one had a lot of story behind it, a lot of feel behind it too. So like that was like as far as like storytelling, yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes right there. Because at the end, like they actually touched on like Japanese culture and what they actually do, like when they feel dishonor type thing, you know, what I'm saying type stuff. Uh, it taught a lesson, and then it also gave you like a traditional like samurai showdown at the end of the episode too, which I love. That's why I love playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like when you get those standoffs, like yeah, that's what I love, bro.
Yeah, no, I agree because that was an absolute solid episode for me as well. I think the way that guy was trying to take over without actually using brute force,
Violence, yeah,
uh,
yeah,
yeah, but
smart, like,
then only for his bodyguard to be the one that kills him at the end.
mm-hmm. I kind
That
of
was
like
absolutely
when I first saw that, like when I was younger, I was like, yeah, I kind of figured he's probably going because he started
gonna
questioning
off
his own
him.
morality, and so he was like, man, hold on, bro. I used to be like this, used to be like that. Now I'm doing this. He's like, you know what? Nah, nah.
You know, yeah. And then I think for me, I think one of oh man, because there were so many good ones. Um, I quite I liked. Do you remember? Wow. Do you remember the one where they gave Mugen the head to deliver, and then he gets caught up with those like Buddhist monks, warrior monks, and then he kind of where the episode about the passing of the gate, the crossing that they had to cross, but then at the end of the episode
Damn, hold on.
they all got high after they burnt the do you remember that one
Oh,
where they were like
uh-uh.
yeah
I can't. Nah. I don't know if I skipped it or I probably fell
where
asleep in the
no
middle. I
because there
don't
was one
know.
where because some guy sold them fake documents to cross
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then they got arrested, and then they basically said, "Oh, like we can't execute them for no reason." Then they said, "Well, if you do this, we'll let you go." Then they give him a head to try and deliver it somewhere, but then he gets chased down by these Buddhist monks, and then he gets caught, and then he has to fight. He basically is about to get killed, and then some other stuff happens, and then like literally they burn the leaves which basically got
Everybody
everybody
get
high.
high.
Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. How Watanabe was just coming up with this stuff was just absolutely
Yeah,
mental.
bro. Even the one episode when old dude was pickpocketing them and all that,
Hmm.
and they fought inside the
Oh
opium warehouse, and the one dude was on the
yeah,
ground like,
that was
ah,
rough. That was
I get all he
rough.
was like, I get all the opium. I'm like, bro, you sound like a fiend, bro. Like chill. He was crawling on the
Yeah,
ground and everything, bro. But
nah,
that's
because
things
then
that
you
used
got
to go down though back in the day,
yeah,
especially in the
because
Eno era.
yeah, because we got to the end of that episode where Fu went back to his house, and then his mom was just like, "Oh, he's not here." Then
Yeah,
where is he? And she was like, "I don't know." Then she was like, "He's not coming back, is he?" And I was like, "Yeah, homeboy's not coming back.
yeah.
Homeboy's
He definitely
done,
not
bro.
coming back. He
Nah,
definitely was
he,
not coming
he,
back out of
he
that one.
nah,
Nah.
he danced too close to the sun, in it,
Yeah,
man, and which is obviously like I mean look don't get me wrong like I think for people that need to watch Samurai Champloo I think you have to understand like a lot of the episodes are some of the
Yeah,
episodes in between are very episodic, but they
yeah,
have real world meanings. These
yeah,
are episodes of things that highlight a lot of things that happen in the real world, like how people
yeah,
begin involved in these opium, and eventually something happens that lead you just end up messing with that one wrong person,
yeah.
and it happens,
Like
or
real
this
life
whole
situation.
concept of yeah, or the whole concept of like, listen, the government's always watching you
Yeah,
because the government was always watching Fu, Mugen, and Jean. Like
yeah,
they let them do whatever they wanted. Like it was only until like they're like, all right, cool. Now you're getting a little bit too close.
yeah. You're
Now
getting a little too
now we
cocky. Now you're
gotta
getting a little too
now we
wild
gotta
with your,
do start
you know,
sending
to your
people to
antics.
sort you
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
but yeah, like
Oh
people,
man.
like I feel like if somebody's coming in to basically watch this right here, right? Now that is three different stories with, you know what I'm saying, from Wantanabe that we got. You gotta go in understanding that it's not story driven, but it's goal driven. They state the goal at the
Mm,
beginning of the episode and just know that the end of this journey, you're gonna get to your goal. No matter what you go, you know what I'm saying, no matter what you go through to get to it, you're going to get to your goal still, even though it's random things happening left and right. This is everyday
yeah.
life. This stuff that could happen on the way to somewhere. You never know. Like say if we was doing this back in the day, it could have been. You know what I'm saying? Could have ran into this, bro. But
Yeah.
like you said, like people get spoiled with the just throw it in your face and spoon feeding you the story, basically, instead of having you just seeing actual character development, which you actually
Yeah.
see through these 26 episodes. And it only took 26 episodes to show character development. 26
Yes,
episodes.
sir.
That's all we needed back in the
26.
day. We didn't
Yeah.
need three
And
series, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of arcs. Oh, it's the 18th season. Like, no, we got whole character development in 26 episodes.
26 episodes.
Sometimes we
Yeah.
got it in
And like I said,
six.
yeah. And it highlighted a lot of things because, like, it's one of those things where if you're not really paying attention, you just think it's a very
Yeah.
lot of episodic behavior. But like when you really look into a lot of it, it's ultimately telling you that sometimes the past will catch up with you,
Yeah. Yeah, you
like
can't run from it,
the
bro.
past, because you had Gene, you had people from Gene's past coming out to kill him. You had
Mm-hmm.
Mugen ended up meeting people from his past, and they ended up trying to, they ended up fucking him over as well. Like I was, listen, when Big Dog's sister played the
Yeah.
game and they got and made Gene kill Big Dog, and then
Yeah.
only for them to realize that they all got played.
Yeah.
That,
I was
like,
like, bro, yeah, that shit hurt.
you know what I mean?
That
Like
shit
it's
hurt.
one of those things. It's one of those, like, it's one of those things where you really have to understand. You have to watch it with such an open mind
Yeah.
to fully understand the actual story itself, because there is a lot of things happening in that story. It's not always obvious,
Yeah.
but
Like,
it's one of those things where Watanabe is testing you of like, are you really paying attention?
yeah,
Because did you
exactly.
you
Exactly.
because
I
you
could
remember
drop
where
little
Dr. Skinner and
clues in each
Lazarus was
episode.
hiding? Do you remember where Dr. Skinner and Lazarus was
Yeah, yeah,
hiding?
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
I
Bro,
saw it.
how many
I saw it,
episodes?
and I said it to.
I
I
remember
said
we
it
had
to
that
Shin.
discussion.
Eh,
Hold on.
yeah, yeah,
One of
yeah.
like in like the early episodes when
In
we
the
saw
early
them.
episode, I was like, "Is that not this done?" And everybody, and that's the thing. It's like Watanabe's his style and storytelling is testing you. It's like there's so much happening, yes, but are you really paying attention, or are you
There's a
seeing
lot
what
of
you
people
want to
though.
see, or are you really seeing what you're supposed to see?
They just want action, bro. That's it. All action.
Crazy,
All
crazy,
action, bro.
crazy.
But I
Like,
appreciate his
yeah,
writing so much. And when
yeah,
Lazarus come out on Blu-ray, I'm definitely grabbing that. I don't care. It's just
yeah. I
because
think I
it's,
might grab.
you know what I'm saying. Like after like going back and watching it now, like I probably
Mhm.
couldn't, even though I know how he writes. If they were to drop it again, and I can just forget everything I know about it and watch it again, I probably wouldn't do it. I probably want to
Mm.
wait and watch it in one big spurt. Because after
Yeah,
watching it
yeah,
over again in one big spurt, I'm like, okay, yeah, I couldn't
mm,
watch episode. I get mad.
yeah. No, I agree. I think his style of writing is more in the model of a binge drop than it is
Yeah,
an episodic
yeah,
week drop,
yeah.
because it's like, because for every episode that happens each week, it's like, now imagine if you watched Samurai Champloo once a week, you would absolutely pull
Like,
your
bro,
hair
what
out,
the?
because you'd be like, what the
Yeah,
hell's happening?
yeah. Like, we still ain't fine. We still ain't hear nothing about the man that smells the sunflowers. None of that. Like, we didn't hear about any of this stuff. Like, but and then just randomly after like 3 episodes, oh yeah, got another clue for you. Like, oh shoot, okay. Now we get somewhere. Then he reels you into something else or some more random stuff.
Yeah. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like, so you're getting a clue every 6 episodes. You're thinking, what am I doing here? You know, it's like 6 episodes just for one clue, and we're nowhere near finding the samurai that smells of sunflowers. Like,
like that,
which
bro.
is
That's the dumbest
absolutely
description
crazy.
I ever heard somebody describe somebody as. I'm like, girl, go sit down somewhere, bro.
Like, you know what I
He
mean?
smells sunflowers. How am I supposed to know if a guy smell like sunflowers, bro? I would have walked up to her like, yo, I'm not walking up to no guy smelling like no sunflowers, bro.
Flower, yeah. Like, expecting people to go to every person and be like, "Do you
Like,
smell a
hey, you
sunflower?
smell like
Do you
sunflowers,
smell
man.
something?" But
Like,
no, no, no. It
whoa,
has to.
bro. I like the way you
Oh
smell
man,
like sunflowers. Like, whoa, hold on now, bro. Pause that, bro.
yeah.
That
That really kind of, that was really, oh, that was really crazy. But then, like,
was
as we
annoying.
kind of, it was, yeah, it was, and the thing is, it was, what's the word? I understand. Look, like, when you look back at it all, that whole sunflower thing didn't really play a key role in anything,
It didn't. That's why I felt like it was a
because they
joke.
never used it. They never
Yeah.
used it. They never, you never, they never did anything to elaborate, like, oh, these sunflowers, they grow here. Oh, they were there.
Oh, but the
Oh,
guy, he said how they came here though.
yeah,
The
they
one
came.
British dude, the British dude said like, yeah, we bought
I think they
sunflowers
came
here
through
for
the
y'all.
Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came through
But
the
nah,
Europeans.
like speaking of that right there, uh didn't the little skull she had carry more weight than him smelling like sunflowers or something? Did they bring that back up? I can't remember.
I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. These they didn't really talk about it. They looked at it, because I remember the European guy said, "Oh yeah, don't show this to people.
Yeah,
Don't show this to people." Um, and all of this stuff, because there's so much more to it. But like, they never really, like, we never had an episode where they
yeah,
tried to piece that up together to show us that is leading into something, which, like I said, which is obviously the downside to some of the episodes in there, is that
yeah.
they were throwing things at us, but they never really guided us with the information that they were giving us.
Mm-hmm.
They say, like, the sunflowers, okay, it kept being brought up, but okay, we never got a situation where we had the crew find a sunflower, smell it, to have an idea, what I mean, be like, oh, okay, this is
Bro,
what a
Mugen didn't
sunflower
even know what a
smells like.
sunflower was. He said,
Was, yeah, brother
he said,
couldn't
what is
even
a
read.
sunflower? He said, what is a sunflower? You're like, what? You don't know what a sunflower is? Like,
Yeah. And then, yeah, and then I think the yeah, no, 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 it was like I said, it's I've downloaded the soundtrack, because some of the music in some of the
yeah,
episodes was
bro.
just absolutely amazing. I think the one where the two twin brothers were drawing on the tower, or a tower, of
Mm-hmm.
the people that murdered their dad. Then it was like, sunrise, what? I was like, yeah, I was like, nah,
Bro, you
you
got,
play.
bro. Tell you, bro. Like, bro, I got him on my favorite, bro. So
uh
the whole
you know
list
what I
be
mean?
jobbies, bro. Just go listen to
No, no,
all the Junkies
I've got
episodes.
new jibbers. I've got like the ones where he's done some of the collabs with like Funky DL and a few
Hmm.
other people. Like, yeah, but I think it's just I think it was one of those situations where it's you really felt like yeah, you had some yeah, there was some odd moments in there where you had like samurais who were just or random people traveling in between. I think there was the one where that episode, I forget where it was, where those three wanderers they started rapping.
Oh
These
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, they were just rapping, and then they just
it was a lot of rap episodes.
yeah. But like you really
Yeah,
felt like there was an appreciation to to hip hop,
yeah,
because you know what I mean. It's like
bro.
a lot of the music that they used
Most of yeah,
um
most of it was like
really did
lo-fi hip
do
hop.
things, huh?
Most of it was like lo-fi hip hop.
Yep. Or you had like, because like if for anyone that knows New Gibbous, like he basically was like he was basically reaching out to artists all around the world. He was like, I like your flow, come do some stuff with me here, because like a lot of the songs in there are artists that he's reached out to, and he's created these projects for.
There you bro. Go ahead.
No, no, it's like that's just like yeah, yeah, like it's a lot of it was he was in he was appreciative of like the whole hip hop music because all of the stuff that he did elevated the genre because he
Yeah,
really
yeah.
brought that he really brought all of that together itself, and then kind of just getting into those final closing bits really as we wrap up. It's like when you look back now, you know what does Samurai Champloo mean to you when you look back at it now?
Perfect chaos, bro. Perfect chaos. Like a masterpiece, honestly. Like all together, through and through. Animation, fights, character building, storytelling, because I love Wantanabe storytelling, and music, bro. Like they all get a 10 out of 10 for me, bro. On that. Like you can't say like honestly, like the things that we said bad about it wasn't even that bad. It was just like we said, the stories all over the place, but it's still each episode that it you know what I'm saying that steered away from the goal basically still had a great story behind it though. And you if you was young, you would learn something from that. You know what I'm saying? Like it shows morals in the stories, honestly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
no,
like I said, I own it on Blu-ray. So
yeah.
I advise you go do the same
I need
thing,
to
big
get it.
dog.
I need to get it on
I advise you
Blu-ray.
do the same thing.
Yeah. No, and I think for me it's honestly you've just summarized it all. It is just it's a perfect blend of anime and hip hop with a twist of a storytelling that is not as unique, no, which is not so common now, in the
Yeah,
sense of it's all about the journey. It's not so much A and B, it's about what happens in between A and B to
facts.
those key things that there are people that these people have to come together. They have to start to know each other. They learn more about each other, and they become a family in a way, and stuff like that. And by the time you get to the end of the whole episodes, of the whole series, and you see the episode where they at the path where they all go separate ways, by the end of that 26 episode, you don't want them to separate.
No, you don't.
You're at that point where you're just so invested emotionally in them as a group, you don't want them to leave. And even though when they left, we never see what exactly they get to. I mean, I was hoping we were gonna get Gene go to his girl that he
Yeah,
helped.
he
I
get
was
married.
thinking, yeah, I thought Mugen was gonna run into that ninja, into that spy girl, or
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely thought Fu. I don't know what Fu was gonna do, but I knew
Don't
she was
either.
gonna do something. But those two,
Yeah.
like, I was really curious to see what was gonna happen with it, and I think that's was like it is a very it's it's a masterpiece in a different type of anime storytelling, one that you need to be really open-minded to really understanding. And I think for me, that makes a Samurai Champloo special to me, because it's, with all of the chaos that's happening in there, it's still challenging me to really pay attention to see what the message of, or what's really trying to be told.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool. And then before we close off, is there any final things you want to add to it on Samurai
Um,
Champloo?
nah, not about Samurai Champloo, but what we about to talk about next week though.
I wouldn't say okay, on the
Well,
next
no, I
episode.
ain't gonna say next week. I'm gonna
On the
say
next
whenever.
episode. On the
Yes,
next
what's next on
episode.
the list?
Yeah. So
All
I
right.
think I think I think with that said, as we close off the book on Samurai Champloo, Mr. A1, tell our wonderful viewers what they can expect to to hear from us on the next retro on the retro anime junkies. What are we talking about next time?
All right. This is gonna be a mystery box. So we got a choice to either talk about Casherin Sins or Tenchi Muyo.
I'll let you pick, because I've been naming all of the ones that we've been
You're
talking
right.
about
You're right.
recently.
You're right.
I'll let you
Okay.
pick.
So let's do Tenchi Muyo, and then we
Okay.
do Casherin Sins. So there
Okay.
go two right
Okay.
there. We got that we're talking about next.
Okay. You guys heard it here. We'll see you guys on the next Anime Retro Junkies,
Yes, sir.
where we will be talking about Tenchi Muyo. We'll see you guys until then. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.